Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to discuss announcement and see some examples in Prisma PHP because currently we update the version in 4.3, which is the current version. But Prisma PHP breaking change in this case because we was working in Python environment and then we see some potential that Prisma PHP can inherit. So I said, but these features I can give to Prisma PHP too, because currently I'm building a custom like Prisma PHP environment, but for Python. So in this video, we're going to start talking and doing small examples about change and see what we can get to. So the documentation currently is when I have updated before launching the version. So the changes happens in the RPC section, which is the server function which to the server execute a function which lives in the server. So in this case, we have two topics to cover, which is um, the limit streaming and the upload file, which brings artificial intelligence very, very close to you. Same like what in terms of Python is the AI language, which is different. But now you have much control calling to your large model language with Prisma PHP, same like Python does. The difference is that Python is prepared, it's sophisticated for those kind of tasks. But Prisma PHP is following the same conception. You can call direct to your server, then execute task which is going to be analyzed by you can return the data direct and you can manipulate as you like. So as you can see, this is the normal exposure you require the authentication, it's running. So another one is that this is the normal one in this case. So this is the normal one. Here we go. This is the streaming part where RPC shines. As you can see, the, the streaming in this case, what you're going to do is hear the, the response, and this is going to return direct to TypeScript in this case because I'm writing TypeScript library, which is going to handle the streaming section and chunk of data, and then you can control it. No? So this way, streaming becomes native to PHP, so you can call direct to your large model language using the short API, and then you can execute a task when you do something. So automate when you want to make like automation things like that, you will have the right on your hands to decide when to do it. The next thing is that the file upload. Let's say you have a file which you want to analyze or give to artificial intelligence, which is going to be analyzed. Because currently we are working with Prisma PHP in File Manager, and I see the potential that you can upload a file and then give to AI, analyze the file, and then give me the return zoom file or whatever you want to do or things like that. So the good part is it's that no RPC have total support. You have total uploading. So here, as you can see, this is done where you have the normal. You can abort it if you want. In this case, the normal section and then the streaming section. and then the file upload section. So this way you have total control of wherever you want to do the RPC, because before RPC was have only traditional request, response, request, response. But now you have streaming, file upload support, and you can do more artificial intelligence running streaming. So the next thing is that about authentication. In authentication, remember when we was before I forget, when this section start migrating to streaming and then file uploading, RPC suffers a breaking chance. So if you are in Prisma PHP version, let's say 4.2, RPC, it's not going to work. I'm going to show you which is the solution. So properly with the version 3, because the version 3, it's going to return what you return from the function itself. And it's not going to be altered in this case. Version 2 has that middleman, which is altered the return of the function. But version 3 does give you the freedom to return whatever you want. That is different between the main goal is that you get what you are referring or what you can refer to here. So that was a great example that we don't want to alter your response. So the sure it was searching ways of finding the, the right pattern. Okay, authentication. In this case, in authentication, well, now you have quite control over what you are doing. Let me see. Goes here. Okay, there we go. Live session. In this case, let's say you are in, or you are creating a role-based system where you give permissions to users to use such a. So then you decide to remove, uh, let's say, the user can now create users. So when you remove the permission, you need must sign up and then sign in again. So that means, let's say, what if the user doesn't do that? You don't have to way to control that section. So, but now with live session updates, you can just inject the target of the user ID and the task what you want to do. You pass the object itself, the user which one are passing in this case, and it's going to update the session in the server, which going short, which is going to update the the user request. So user directly when it requests any permission, which it doesn't have, it's not any task like. So that is the uh, let's say the most huge changes what was going on in this case in this version 4 version 4.3 and some other fixes which were refined. Sure, it's going to be coming another small fixes because it currently it's in the version which was just changed the, the RPC section. The others aren't touching this case. Okay, so see a small example. So we're going to do is template create templates. So in this case, what we're going to do is going to install a new version. So let's wait for the installation. Then basically, so so connection fixes because I see that the connection fixes not working. So now the some small fixes in the application. So okay, there we go. As you can see, project is running as expected. So I want to I'm going to come and start playing around and show you what's happening. So first, what we want to touch is that the way was before we and the after. So what we're going to do is that now to play it at PHP. So now we're going to uh, okay. So same as before, nothing changed at this point. So uh, await the response. Each function do it so it's configured. I'm not going to say anything after. I'm going to print the response. Okay, so as you can see, the way of working with RPC very much. Okay, okay. Now what I'm going to do, let's say I'm going to do the function, and now let's open our network. So now when I click, as you can see, we are already copy. Is this invalid button? I'm going to clean the cookies because I was working before. So now, well, there's a function that callable frontend, which is good because this way you already know that the user can call the function. So we're going to expose the function explicitly. So expose, in this case, as you can see, I just say expose. Um, when you expose the function, the good part is that Now you can call the function and get a success. As you can see, you have a success and it's waiting and I'm going to remove and say this. I'm just going to return that. Okay. Okay, now we have 200 and we get the response. Hello. As you can see before in the previous version, which is 4.2, this response was coming with success, with error, and then the response inside the object. It was returning an object itself. So there was not some granular control when we start migrating to streaming because remember streaming is not a request response. That is that something, let's say the response is not going to be the model as you expect because that's going to become that going to be coming in a chunk in words, let's say. So that way, when we were having that issue, that success, things like that, altering response when was conflict. So we have to remove that layer from the version we have by version 3, which we give free from to the RPC stream. So everything we want to see how RPC can be stream. We want to see the flexible and the so now you just have the response and now you can decide what you want. Because easy as this, if you come and you say, now I'm going to return a message and then I'm going to send that this the success, so success true, and now you're going to get this array as an object because remember array it's like said in JavaScript it's kind of objects. So now when you think as you can see you got direct control of what you are saying. Now the framework are altering the response, which is very good. So now you got the control of just coming if do this, do that, and then you just go success, you have hello from the server, easy. Okay. So, but the benefits is that now when you stream a message, how the frameworks aren't doing or altering the response stream from smoothly right back into fetch in this case. So that was the good part because before we was like say we need object to uh, we need to receive object when we in the TypeScript library was that. So that was the old, but now you have freedom. So I'm going to copy and paste uh, a code so that then we can discuss. Uh, okay, set what component here. The good part of Prisma PHP in this case, what if the icons are bot. We got the bot icon. It's what it's for. X. um, Okay, install X with the user, user, arrow up. Okay, maybe you don't see the message, the floating bot message, but it is. As you can see, I'm going to click. Here we go. As you can see, as you can see, it's a chatbot which you can do with stream. So let's say I'm going to ask hello, and well, this is going to hello, how I can assist you. You can ask it what you know about it. As you can see, it starts streaming in this case. In Before, in the version 4.2 building this kind of application, um, you need to use, let's say, APIs. But from the version 4.3 above, you aren't with a complex API because you can use just your RPC, in this case, fetch the function direct, and then you can start streaming. Easy as this, and with pulse point, you have the reactive section. So let's see from the beginning. As you can see, I'm exposing, but I'm limiting the request 20 message per minute. So you can pass, if you do, let's say user can't chat you more than 20 in a 1 minute, in 1 minute. So let's say I'm going to send a chat about two. If I pass the two in a minute, so it's going to come. So let's refresh. Say hello. What do you about here? Now with the third question should block the having. So let's say the variable of that is a large. As you can see here, it's a fetch function error rec limit exceeded. Try again later, and then you need to wait a little bit, and then say maybe it's already get. Say not yet, but after 1 minute, it's going to be reset. So let's try again. Hello. That's 1 minute already. Yeah, that's it. Okay, now wait. There we go. Automatically, as you can see, the request it's returning the response, the artificial intelligence response. But the flexible is that you can call to your chat stream direct from your RPC and start streaming your message. And here you have complete control over what you are doing. If you're going to open something, open another page, or things like that. So here you have the response. Remember, we are using this is Goose. We are using that, and then the body will buffer and things like that. And here, as you can see, we are streaming. And then in your RPC, how this is already know that you're going to receive a stream, so you want to use the unstreamed data and then text and the message. What you're going to do is set to the message, which is going to automatically going to be stored in your message. Okay. So this way you can create quite complex UI for your chat app in this case. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's see another example in this case. Okay, okay, upload. Okay, there we go. As you can see, I have a upload file, and if I upload a file, and here in network, see, uploading and refresh. The thing is that the refresh is happening because there is a file change. So to prevent the file changes in Prisma PHP, you need to tell to the configuration that the directory which the file is being uploaded don't analyze. So to tell to the compiler that when the file is uploaded and don't analyze, you're going to come and say, probably you got a storage. So in config, public ignore directories. This section is for files configuration, in this case PHP or other files. But did got its own, but currently we are not working with TypeScript, so um, there is no issue to issue. Okay, what are we building? Currently, we are showing examples of using Prisma PHP. Correctly, this is Prisma PHP part of the section. So we already shown the chat app. Currently, we are in file upload. So, okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, welcome. Okay, okay. So what we're going to tell to VS is that when there is a file upload, don't analyze, don't refresh the page. And now we're going to start our server. Okay, so I'm going to click here and I'm going to upload another file in this place. Okay, I have the file, and as you can see, the file have the loading, but the loading is synchronized with the file upload, with the file upload, because the server is going to tell to the extra request. In this case, we have the RPC here, but as you can see here is a an upload progress. We getting the percentage of uploading, so we are getting the file upload response, and we're going to set to the progress. And the progress when the response in this case gets success, sure, we're going to set to it. And this way, what we want to do is here in style, I declare a variable I name progress, which is going to hold a reactive variable, in this case progress. So as you can see, I have progress here. So the set progress start from 0 and things like that. So when the progress start going as it with the server, it's going to finish when the server finish uploading. So I'm going to put, let's say, the two minutes to see the load. Wait for long. Here, see, uploading. After 2 seconds, it's upload the file. There you go. So when you're uploading in this case, I'm using the file manager upload file, which you can find in the Prisma PHP libraries and this case file manager. So I'm using that because it's very easy to do file manipulation. So here we have upload file, and in this case I'm just using and returning the message and the file in this case. So there we go. So what you need to know before migrating to Prisma PHP from version 4.2 to version 4.3 is that there is breaking change in RPC. If your RPC is working correctly, and you're going to know that before syntax was this way, because we are spreading out, in this case, from this function, we spread out the response and get it as an object. What we are doing is like so converting, so extracting those the response. But you know how Prisma PHP doesn't manipulate the response, so you're going to get the clean object or the clean string which is coming from the server. So this way you can, let's say, do complex agents, uh, because you can Instagram block logic. Okay. So in this case, let's say you are building a system chatbot. So okay, model. Okay, as you can see, automatically this are suggesting me if I want to schedule. I'm going to say yes, yes, schedule. I'm not going to touch the button. So it should automatically send me to the scheduler section, but it's going to resume my asking question, things like that. So as you can see, um, now Prisma PHP have the ability to automate and interact with large model language, same like Python does, because that way you have the control of, let's say, telling to your assistant do this, and if the user say schedule where do this, and RPC is going to control when you ever send what kind of response you want to receive when the user want to schedule. As you can see here is a resume develop low app for both mobile and web development using React Native, mobile and Next.js for the web front recommended. As you can see, I didn't interact or I didn't tell anything, and he automatically set me up. If you say, if you see here is a hiding, because I'm storing the message in a database, extracting, telling to the artificial intelligence analyze the chat and then give me a resume and select the architecture type in this case. So this way, this version is 4.3, if not PHP above, you can do complex automatization when you want because you can do any kind of stuff. So, well, if there are any questions before um, sum up the streaming, you can ask. Uh, let's see what's so. Um, yes, I'm tinkering with Prisma PHP and Python currently. What you see, the future, what you are uh, in this case, with working with copy and paste. Okay, as you can see, you have direct control because that is the good part. When you are building application and when you want to stream, you need control over what you're doing. So, um, sure, this is an experimentation way because you need to experiment with the technology and to know what and how to build application, let's say ear approach application. Because currently, as you can see, I'm just copying and pasting. Nowadays, like say, you are going to write the complete code base. What you want to do is that you want to tell to the artificial intelligence that you want to add maybe some futures which you are going to build the pattern for the artificial intelligence. So um, uh, you can do manually if you wish. But well, this is the easy here because before I remember when I built first time this really uh, artificial intelligence to PHP was quite complex because you need to call to the API and then to do streaming by default JavaScript and things to those eyes and all. There should be a way. Yes. So I think this is the best way of building artificial intelligence application using Prisma PHP because you are using PHP, you are writing PHP. Just you are connecting to the front end, in this case using the fetch function, it is going to connect directly to your server. And your server is who have the control. I hope I answered your question. Uh, about bit of technology, bit of knowledge, and things like that. So stay tuned. Maybe in next video we can chat and chill little bit. So see you next time and happy coding and keep